good. So guess what? Guess who made it to their first class? 8:30. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. And I'm so glad I did. And I'm so glad I picked that class. Whew. So it's my second time um, doing this class. But I need it. I need to do it again. The first time I did this class was back in, I want to say 2017 at ASA College. And I had this amazing sister teach the class there. I forget her name, but I do remember that she, you got the time, mama. Oh, no, wait. So she got it. I do remember that I'm outside, so. And then there's the parking lot. There's a sister that was coming out. I'm moving slow. She on wheels. So I figured she need to go before I go. But yeah, she is a Delta, which encouraged me to explore them. And I'm interested. I have to get up there first because I believe I need to have at least a bachelor's before I apply. But anywho, that was my first freshman seminar experience. Now I'm in a different school now. They call it something different. They call it first year experience here. But I have a freaking phenomenal professor. I was like, this lady is talking to my whole soul. She's from my hometown. I'm like, is my hometown following me? Brooklyn following me. I leave Brooklyn and there I go. People like, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I like the Garden State. So anyway, it was just a really good class. It was motivating. It was It was informational. It just felt good. I was like, you know what? I knew this was a challenge. 8:30 outside. Still a challenge. It's not even 10 o'clock. I'm outside. Typically it takes me a little while. But what I did to adjust was, hold up, I got to rest. What I did to adjust, I'm going to go pay a bill right now. It ain't that far, but I still might take this daggone bus. Whew. I need to maybe walk to it. Just take my time. My legs. They are definitely repairing, and I feel the repair. It's like, it doesn't feel great. I know it's going to feel great once they have healed and I walk easier. I know walking is a good part of the process. But I don't got to rush. Just take my time. But yeah, I'm going to be stopping in the middle when the pain is like, ugh. But anyway, yeah, I knew 8:30 was a challenge, but it's not that much of a challenge. What I did was adjust my time going to bed, which wasn't a problem for me, because bed is one of my favorite places to be at. So shoot, I don't mind going to one of my favorite places earlier. Yes. What time you going to bed? 8 o'clock. Maybe. We'll see how this week goes. I did not go to bed 8 o'clock yesterday. I went to bed like around 11. But I slept good. I woke up like 3 something. I was able to do some exercise, do some physical therapy, really. Not really no exercises. I have this machine called EMS machine and a TENS machine. And basically what it does is it electrocutes your muscles, electrically stimulates your muscles. So I did that for about an hour and a half on one leg, then the battery started going. And I was able to get in a little cat nap. And I was back up at like 6 o'clock. And felt great. Aside from the pain in the legs, which has become a norm, which I don't want to call it a norm, but the pain's been there for a little bit. At least I know now that I'm working on it. I'm taking the proper nutrients. I'm drinking enough fluids for the most part. I'm resting when I need to rest. And it's a work in progress. It's definitely a work in progress. It is progressive, bit by bit. And I'm so happy that I chose this class. I'm so happy. Like, everything's just lining up. Like, I just feel like when something is for you and it's coming straight from God, straight from the divine, you just know. And I literally was like writing that down today in one of my books. Because you do. I need to walk. There's so many, like when God wants you to know something, wants you to have something, it will show up in many different ways. For example, finance. And I'm not talking about actual federal notes. I'm talking about the actual industry. That's an industry. I didn't look to ever go into that industry. I've never been interested about ever working in a bank. But when I travel from New Jersey to New York, it is my gym, my beloved gym. Lifetime Fitness is right in the heart of Wall Street for some freaking reason. When I am down in that district, I feel at ease, I feel at peace, and they just have so many things that I love there. They just happen to be that district. But I love the waterfront, I love the food, I love my gym. I love that gym, even though I had some funny experiences the last time I was there. But that's how it feels. That's how that particular environment feels. So I took note of it years ago, and I was like, maybe I'm supposed to do something here. So one of the careers in that particular industry is insurance. And that's a career that kept coming to me. And I was just like, it seemed like pyramid scheme with Prime America. They only do term policies. But the more I educate, and I'm not saying that that's what they are, but the more I educated myself on it, and then was pretty much invited into that industry with another company, a big company, an old company, but the company too old. They still, what's the word I'm looking for? They still looked at melanated people in a certain way. So even though they have executives who look like me, the way they operate, didn't work out. Didn't work out for me there. Not because I couldn't do the work, because I did the work. I got the policies. I met my quota in time, and still, like, because I wouldn't bend to their will per se. That's the best way I could describe it. Because I wouldn't bend to their will, the whole computer network shut the fuck down, and I was just like, oh, y'all doing too much. I'm out of here. I'm okay. I ain't stressing not a goddamn thing. So it was nice. You know, the idea of it was nice. Hey, good morning. Good to see you. I was like, I'm just not doing it. What do I need to do? And I asked Divine, what do I need to do? Divine said, take your butt back to school. And I said, okay. I was going back to school anyway. But I was trying, as I said before in other podcasts, across the border. I was trying BMCC. And I was like, something is better right here for you. And you still get everything. Everything? Everything. You're still going to do, they have a Bloomberg. They teach you Bloomberg free. Not only do they teach you Bloomberg for free, Bloomberg is just a platform, but it's a platform that's used in the financial industry. Not only do they teach you this for free, the students, they have contests, global trading concepts so that you are familiar. And you could just see how things work on a whole nother level. They have the stock exchange in there on, like, so you can see what's where. I'm just like, okay, I've never went to a school and seen that before. And this is not like a Ivy League school, not yet. I don't even know if they could be an Ivy League school, only teaching up to associate. They look like they headed towards teaching up to bachelor's. But if they got any say in it, next 10, 20 years, they will be an Ivy League school. Now, I want them to still be accessible to folks, but they care. And that makes a big difference. I'm not saying that other educators don't, but it's different when you have educators who have a level of awareness and consciousness about themselves. And you know, here at the SupaTea Podcast Show, I ain't talking about just what they look like, what they like to eat. I'm talking beyond the physical. When there is consciousness of yourself beyond the physical, then you can just show up so much more because you're showing up from your true authenticity. I don't even want to try to make this light. I'm about to wait. Even though it says watch. It's across the street. But yeah, you just show up better. You show up more as your authentic self because you're not coming from somebody else's description and idea of what you should be. You come in straight. You're allowing source to come straight through you and straight as you. And it's just so freaking phenomenal. When you are having that experience yourself and then you are interacting with other people who are also coming from that standpoint and that authentic parts of themselves, it's like, okay, Divine, okay, let's see what you're doing, because you know I need a new board of directors, but I haven't been rushing finding my board of directors. It's like, I know I need a new board of directors, but my board of directors got to come straight from God. Like, they got to already know within themselves, listen, this is what I'm here to do. I like what your mission statement is about. Let's make it happen. Like, they have to already, I'm not selling nothing. Will I be successful? Absolutely. I'm successful right now. But what, am I going to sell anything to convince somebody? No. You got to know. If you don't know it internally, what you need to be doing with your life and your skill sets and you, I'm not here for that. For the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing. Now, and that's in regards to RFIP. That's also in regards to the cafe. That's in regards to Matcha Madness Cafe. That's in regards to any big project that I have been divinely inspired to embark upon. In regards to like working for others, that's different because I'm being pulled into education, not even being pulled into education. I'm there. Every time people think I work where I study at, I'm like, no, not yet. Not yet. Will I? Possibly. So, life is good. It's real good. I made it almost to my destination. Didn't take that long. Good 20-minute walk on these growing legs. And I say they're growing because there are so many muscles that I never even had heard of before. And I have to continuously go and remind myself, don't ask me to repeat them, but I did write them down. So I am familiar with what they are. And, you know, just identifying those muscles and knowing, okay, these are the muscles that are now awake. And they're like babies. And, you know, just like a baby, you got to give a baby nutrition. You got to give a baby time. to grow. So my little baby muscles that are in there, and I'll be like, what? Baby muscles? Oh, hey, you talking about baby muscles? Okay, the glutes are there. But I feel, I mean, yes, naturally, genetically, the women and my gene pool, we do have big glutes. But the way I move, because for the gracilis, that muscle I remember. The gracilis runs from the femoral head all the way down to your kneecap. That muscle is just now getting a little bit of oomph to it. Just now. So I have that muscle. I have my adductors, all of that stuff, you know. Okay. Guys are funny. Again, smooches. Okay. She exercised again, smooches. And they only knew I could barely walk up a step. Am I scooching between here? Let's cross the street, even though it don't say to. Woo. Apparently they have made thickness a fad now. I remember when they used to make fun of girls look like me. Now they go and they buy parts to look like me. And I'm like, that is all good and dandy, but when you don't have the mobility that you want, it's good to have the aesthetics, but the functionality is what's really where it's at, you know? And that's where my focal point is. My focal point is definitely on the daggone functionality. Because, ooh, baby, this little 20-minute walk right here, I want to say an Epsom salt right now. It doesn't feel great at all. I'm going to sit my butt down for a hot second since I got time. And this right here is perfect because I don't have to bend low. Woo. Woo. And what I feel like I've been doing lately also is expressing the daggone pain I'll be feeling in my body. Typically I would express it like going to get on the bus or coming off the bus, you know, because those are the times where it intensifies a lot. The looks I get though. It makes me want to bring my cane back outside, but the reason why I don't have my cane outside is because I want my muscles to heal and recover. And how are they going to heal and recover if I'm leaning on my arms in order to walk? So I don't bring my cane. But oh man, I'm so glad I did the internal work on myself, because the looks that people give me, their perception is like, oh, you strong, beautiful, and healthy. And it's like, there's strength. Yeah. There's beauty. Yes. But there's also room for improvement. And these things that need to be improved are very serious things. These things don't allow me to temporarily put on my shoes, tie my shoes. I got to go through a whole freaking, I don't even know what to call it. I have to go through a whole choreography to put on my shoes. I gotta twist and turn and flick the other way just to put on my shoes. You know, things people take for granted. I'm just like, yeah, nothing. I have nothing that I take for granted, because ouch of the ouches. And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I know. You haven't experienced, I don't wish anybody to experience that pain and that discomfort in their physical body just to do the simple shit like put on your shoes Put on your clothes, period. I think that's why I don't like clothes that much. Because it hurts to put it on. To do simple stuff, I gotta, oh man, stockings. Oh my God. I put on stockings for the first time in at least a year. Uh, when was this? I want to say this was like 2 weeks ago. Because I called myself trying to be cute. Oh man. I threw those stockings away. And they were nice stockings, but I threw them away. The time and the pain, I feel like I stopped and cried at least 3, 4 times just to get 1 foot in. It's 1 foot. It was so challenging. Extremely challenging to get 1 foot in. So that's where I am. Muscles recovery. I know it looks to the naked eye a different way. My doctors know because they had to put me in machines to find out. Ooh, excuse me. And yes, my body is a lot healthier than others because I don't put a lot of garbage in it. But it's still recovering. It's still healing. And I'd be so happy once I am able to do simple stuff like put on shoes, easy. Tie my shoes, easy. Drop a low squat, easy. I'll be so happy. But I'm happy right now that I can do basic stuff. Walk. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. There was a period, and I'm not talking about as when I was a baby. There was a period as an adolescent where I was not able to. I was in a wheelchair for 3 months. They had to teach me how to walk again with my first major injury. So I know that feeling, and so I appreciate that I'm able to move as temporary limited as it is. I appreciate the fact that I can still move. This is my goal, to be able to do that. Yeah, that's a goal. That's a goal. That's something that you look at and you take so much for granted until you injure your body and you try to do it and you're like, oh, that's kind of hard. And it's challenging on flat ground for me. So I be seeing people doing these things. I just be admiring, like one day my hips will be together and I'll be riding a bike, not in the street. I have no interest in riding a bike in the street. But riding a bike in the park, hell yeah. On even terrain, hell yeah. On a hill, that's next level. That's next level. They do have hills and stuff inside of parks. But I'm gonna go pay this bill. I wonder if I should take the out. I think I need to take the cash out and do it like that. Let me get off this live. I'm outside of PSN. Thank you for tuning into the SupaTea Podcast Show. I am going to go and take this change out. And yeah, take care of this bill. And I don't know, maybe grab something to eat. I got time to go to Whole Foods. Oh, well, I should go to Whole Foods. I might need to go get a butter bagel or something from somewhere. Because Whole Foods will take your change in a hot second. But anyway, people, thank you for tuning in to the SupaTea Podcast Show. Happy Monday. Have a great week. And see you on my next vlog. I'm sure you want to stop streaming. Okay, yes.